you choose to believe in already gave you everything that you need to be enough. You are already enough as you are. You were born enough as you are, and you do not need to compare yourself to this person who is attacking you. And here's how I'm going to break it down even further. The person that is attacking you is ultimately crying for help. So the person that is attacking the guy who is minding his own business is crying for help all the way down here. And he needs attention of the guy that is so good at what he does. He just desperately needs it, desperately needs it. So what does he do? He tries to chip away so he can go all the way down. And once that guy who started off very happy goes all the way down, he stoops to his level. Once he stoops to his level, then he repeats the same cycle to another male out of his frustration from what the last male did to him. Now, if he doesn't go back and resolve this issue with the person who hurt him, he will pass on the hurt to the next male, and the next male, and the next male. Ladies and gentlemen, hurt people hurt people. This can apply to anybody. If you are dealing with a narcissist, you can be absolutely certain that somebody has hurt them in some way which has made them wired to disrespect you and to disrespect boundaries that you have set. They have been hurt so badly, or somebody has done something to them so badly, that they now are projecting those negative energies onto you. And this is not for you to take on. This is for them to work on them. And what I want you to do is, men, I want you to walk away from these people. I want you to take back your power as a grown man and understand you are manly enough. You do not need to prove them wrong. You prove yourself right. And here's why. As a person, as a human being, you have goals, you have intentions, and you believe you can do anything. You start out believing you could do anything. When you were a baby, before anybody wrote you off, you just believed everything will be fine. Your mother, your father, whoever looked after you, gave you the love, and you already felt enough. You were a baby, you looked outside, you saw opportunities. But like every human being, we have fear. And so what happens is, from an early age, people who tear you down as a boy, turning to a man, this puts fear inside of you. This makes you fearful of expressing what's truly in your heart. This makes you fearful of speaking your dreams into reality. But the reality of it is, ladies and gentlemen, is that your dream will happen as long as you want to make it happen. Nobody, once you take them out of your life, has any power to stop you from your dream. Nobody can stop you hitting those weights. Nobody can stop you from going for that new job. Nobody can stop you from buying that new car. Nobody can stop you from going out with a beautiful girlfriend. Nobody can stop you from starting a beautiful family. Nobody can stop you from your dream and from your destiny that God or the universe has placed in your heart, because your dream is for you to carry out. You do not need to prove anybody wrong. You just need to stay true to the vision that was put inside of you by the higher power that you believe in. And as a Hindu, I truly believe this is the reality, because I do seva for the community. I do seva by this podcast. And what does seva mean? Seva means I'm serving people. I'm giving back to my community. And this is my way of giving back to all of you great men out there who do not believe in themselves because somebody wrote you off. I want to tell you, men, you are already enough. Maybe you did this yourself to other grown men. Maybe you felt this way about other grown men treating you this way, but you are enough. Let me tell you a true story. I had this same issue with my own brother. Yes, I had the same issue with my own brother. And we constantly argued over and over again, and we kept on trying to one-upman each other, kept competing, kept cussing each other, kept getting into disagreements over and over and over again. And I reached a point where I couldn't do it anymore. And I removed myself from the situation. I said, I can't do this anymore. I don't feel good about it. I know he doesn't feel good about it, but I'm going to choose to be the bigger man. So what did I do? I went over there, I talked to my big brother, and I said, look, I know that we had our issues in the past. I know that we acted in a way that was toxic. I know there were times where we didn't get along, but I'm going to choose to forgive you because it doesn't help me, and I know what my true power is, and I know that ultimately me forgiving you is the best thing I could do. And we shook hands, We put it behind us. We are cool now. We're cordial. And we're good now. And as brothers, we have a certain level of respect for each other. We have respect for each other. And sometimes as men, maybe the person that is attacking you wants to find out if you're really about that life. But the reality of it is that you just need to respect yourself. You don't need their respect. Maybe they will, but likely they won't. Because ultimately it's about maintaining your own boundaries and your own respect. If somebody disrespects you, men, you need to walk away from them. You need to remove them out of your life. You need to have a real conversation with them the first time that they do this. And you need to say how this makes you feel. And really speak from your heart as a person. Because this is what's going to allow it to be forgiven. Talk to them. See what they say. If they hear it and they change their behavior and they want to be friends, be friends. If it is too much for you to bear, if something in your gut is saying you cannot be this person's friend, I want you to go over there and just have a real conversation and say, look, you made me feel this way. I didn't appreciate how you treated me, but I'm going to forgive you. But what you also need to know is that because of how much has happened and because of our interactions, I'm not going to be able to trust you now. So I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to harbor this ill will towards you, but I want you to treat the next person that you talk to better. But understand that I forgive you and I have no ill will towards you. I'm going to do me, you do you. You live your life, I'm going to live my life. Have a real man-to-man conversation with them. And it doesn't matter how toxic this person is. Some part of them is going to realize how real and authentic that is. Because ultimately men who accept themselves do not need to attack other men. I myself am a very physically strong man, but when I walk into that gym, I do not feel any part of me threatened or jealous of another grown man. I don't look at a bigger man that way. I do not look down upon a smaller man that way. I have absolutely no issues with anybody because I know what my power is. Now some guys are in there and they're going to be lifting weights to get big for a bodybuilding expo. Good for them. But my strategy is to get in shape, to get strong, and to start boxing so I can look after myself, so I can be athletic, and so I can be full of vibrancy, and so I can look after myself and just have a great time with my friends and set myself up to be a good man for my family. That's my intention. Where men go wrong is that they compare themselves to other men. And so when they compare themselves to other men, they feel that they now need to attack them in order to be better or feel enough. This is wrong as well. Men, you do not need to attack other men or compete with other men in order to be better yourself, because ultimately you have your own goals. If you're constantly comparing yourself to other men, you do not know what you want to do. You don't know what your goals are. If you're constantly attacking other grown men, how can you possibly know what your purpose is? It takes energy to hate just as much as it takes energy to love. You see, there's a lot of grown men that I bump into that show a lot of love and respect because I show up and I box. And I've earned the respect of fellow kickboxers, people, who I don't even know. And purely because I show up, I'm accountable, I'm disciplined, I know what I'm doing, and I'm friendly, I'm respectful, I'm intelligent, I'm strong, I'm faithful, I'm friendly, I'm connected, I'm happy. I earn the respect of other men. Let me tell you another true story. This week, I actually was in the gym boxing again, and I literally asked the guy, "Oh, are you going to use the punching bag?" And he said, "No, it's all right. Go ahead, use it." So I was about to glove up and start my session on Wednesday. It was, and the guy, he said, "Okay, hey, could you teach me how to box?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'll show you some stuff." And I said, "So what are you looking to do?" He says, he started talking to me in Punjabi because he's also a person of my community. Shout out to all my Punjabis out there, anyone who's listening. But he just started saying, "Oh, I just want to train. I just want to know how I can get stamina." So I showed him the ropes. I showed him what I know about boxing. I showed him how to jab, hook. I started teaching him about, speed, accuracy, jab, hook. stick and move, keep the phone to your face, aka the punch, always keep the phone to your face. And he appreciated it.